This is a history of how Nigeria's civilian rulers have been killing Nigeria's military experts. I have this record 2012 to 2025. In June 2025, in June 2012, the then President Goodluck Ebele Asikwe Jonathan sacked his national security advisor in person of General Andrew Assassi. After the general said that the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community was political. He was sacked by President Jonathan. That was June 2012. By December 2012, the same year, the man died in mysterious circumstances of a naval helicopter mishap. Traveling with Patrick Yakowa, the governor of Kaduna State that time. They both died in the accident. Going from Bayelsa to Port Harcourt Airport, died in a village from the crash of the helicopter in a Bayelsa village. So that was the end of General Andrew Assassi. And his ordeal started after he said that the war against Boko Haram, the Boko Haram Muslim community, was political. And two proofs of what he said, of what Andrew Assassi said. One, that the former President Olusegun Obasanjo refused to take up arms against the community. The community was created in 2002. His own second term as Nigeria's president ended in 2007. That was a period of 5 years of peaceful existence of the community, because the intention of the community was not to be violent, and it was not violent. Other than a Fulani Muslim imperialist in person of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua taking power in 2007, and by 2009 he had floated campaign of calumny against the community, saying it was calling Western education evil. But if you are using Western education to perpetrate haram, as it were, what has the community said that is not right? But for most Nigerians who didn't understand, including my humble self, who didn't understand, we were enraged against the Boko Haram Muslim community. Until I started to learn, for instance, that Boko symbolizes Western education, which is a transliteration of book. Hausa transliteration of book, the English word book, is Boko, and haram is misappropriation, and so corruption. So Boko Haram, abuse of Western education to perpetrate haram. At any rate, the former President Olusegun Obasanjo refused to take up arms against the community because it was peaceful. Now, a Fulani Muslim imperialist got power and abused his power to attack, to use Nigeria's security forces to attack the community. With Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan as his vice president, who became his successor when he died in 2010, acted as the president and became the elected president in 2011. Squandered his entire 4 years fighting the Boko Haram Muslim community, 2011 to 2015. But then in 2012, by December 2011, Jonathan asked Nigerians to give him 6 months to eradicate the Boko Haram Muslim community. December 2011. But things did not work that way at all. He only energized the community to brace itself to counter Nigeria's security forces. And so by June 2012, when Jonathan could not achieve his aim or his promise, deliver on his promise, he could not deliver on his promise, and General Andrew Assassi, as the National Security Advisor, saw the direction things were going, and he said, this war is political. It has nothing to do with religion or anything. It's politics. Link that back to the former president, General Olusegun Obasanjo, who became the civilian president of Nigeria 1999 to 2007, refusing to take up arms against the community. And this is another military general saying this war is political, suggesting that it should be stopped. And for that, he was sacked. And not long after, he died in a mysterious circumstance under the presidency of Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan, 2012. But there's another justification for what Andrew Assassi said, apart from the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. Jonathan's own political advisor, Mrs. Sarah Jubril, in 2012, when she also saw the direction the war was going, made frantic effort to broker peace between the Boko Haram Muslim community and Nigeria's rulers, headed by Goodluck Ebele Azikiwe Jonathan. But the Boko Haram Muslim community gave a condition that at the dialogue must be present the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, Aminu Tambuwa, the then Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives, and the former head of state, military head of state, Muhammadu Buhari, that time not yet civilian president of Nigeria, in 2012. The 3 of them declined, and Jonathan went after those who were going to represent the Boko Haram Muslim community at the dialogue. You see it? So, anyway, that was how the life of General Andrew Assassi ended. Was he a major? Yes, he was a major general and national security advisor to Jonathan. So that was 2012, and General Andrew Assassi. In 2020, another lieutenant general, another military general, lieutenant general, Olubunmi Ilefi from Ayetoro-Gbede, Kogi State, was told by the military the military authorities announced his death. And the people of Ayetoro-Gbede said no, he could not have died from what the military officers claimed, COVID-19 complications. They said it's not possible because he was at home last weekend. How can you say he died this weekend? He died the following week. What is the gestation period for COVID-19? It's at least 2 weeks. That it will have been in your vein, you have been feeling it, and but this was a man who was hale and healthy last weekend, said to have died from COVID-19 complications the following week. And the people of Ayetoro-Gbede said no, he could not have died from COVID-19 complications. So what was the real cause of the death of General Olubunmi Ilefi in 2020 under the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari, dying in mysterious circumstances under our so-called civilian rulers? Forget that Muhammadu Buhari was a major general in the army. He retired a long time ago, in 1985. We are talking of 2020. You know. So what led to the death of General Olubunmi Ilefi? We will never know. We will never know. Let's fast track to Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2024. When he became the president in 2023, he appointed General Lagbaja as the chief of army staff in June 2023. The man died in mysterious circumstances in 2024, last year. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who announced his death, said he died after a period of illness. I'm quoting him. He died after a period of illness, unspecified period, unspecified illness, an illness unknown to his wife and family members. After a period of illness in Nigeria with his family, and nobody in his family knew the period and nature of illness, of the death of Taoreed Lagbaja. And so you go to town, what do you hear? That the man tried to stage a coup. That was the suspicion. That was the rumor. Otherwise, nobody knew the period of illness and the nature of illness that killed General Taoreed Lagbaja under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I've said that of Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari. Now we are on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Anyway, that was last year, 2024, when Taoreed Lagbaja died in mysterious circumstances. So, like that of Olubunmi Ilefi, we will never know what killed him. We know that Andrew Assassi died in an helicopter mishap. after he was sacked as the National Security Advisor, saying that this war against the Boko Haram Muslim community is political. Anyway, this is 2025, October 2025. In the very beginning of this month, we heard of rumor, we heard the rumor of failed coup attempt denied by the government, denied by the military authorities and by government, but 16 military officers arrested for professional misconduct that has no explanation other than military misconduct. And now, at around the same time, in the same month, changing of the military chiefs. And what is the explanation? I think I gave us the explanation of Jonathan for sacking Andrew Assassi. In case he said, and I quote, to conform with the changing tactics of the Boko Haram insurgency. So there was no doubt that the sacking of Andrew Assassi was linked to the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. To conform with the changing tactics of the Boko Haram insurgency. And now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what happened? That we are changing the military chiefs. The reason is this. It's a move to inject new direction into the armed forces. A move to inject new direction into the armed forces. At a time that there is in the air rumor of failed coup attempt. Now Nigerians. Nigeria is long overdue for military takeover. As a corrective regime, quoting the sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo of blessed memory. Because otherwise, civilian rulers imposing a jihadist war on the nation dating back to 2009, claiming human lives and the economic resources of Nigeria. Herdsmen terrorism dating back to 2015, ravaging different parts of Nigeria. And worsening unbridled corruption, fueling insecurities. Take it from fuel subsidy is gone, all other subsidies are gone. Leaving what for Nigerians to enjoy? No more. You have snubbed life out of Nigerians. And so people are taken to all manners of criminality, armed banditry gangs, armed robber gangs, terrorist organizations, all of them tugging at Nigeria. And everything started to change for the worse since 2009, when the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community was imposed on Nigeria. Go and compare and contrast now the robust military forces left behind by Olusegun Obasanjo and what we now have as a nation. Almost every day now, reports of police officer, military officer being killed through ambush and through late night attacks on sleeping security forces. And the governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Zulum, is accusing some people of sabotage. That means giving information to the Boko Haram insurgents about the camps of the security forces. Is that the next thing? If you had followed the advice of Andrew Assassi, or if you have imitated Olusegun Obasanjo, who avoided war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, if you had listened to Andrew Assassi or Mrs. Sarah Jubril and these other military generals whose death happen in mysterious circumstances that we may never know, just because you must impose war on Nigeria, another Gaza. Nigeria has become another Gaza. Nigeria rulers are like Hamas, careless about the destruction of Gaza, just that they must be in power. Because all it takes is for Hamas to say, we surrender to save Gaza. But they would rather not surrender to save Gaza. Nigeria rulers would rather not surrender to save Nigeria. You impose terrorism on the Boko Haram Muslim community. It was not a terrorist organization now. It wasn't. And now fuel subsidy is gone. All other subsidies are gone. You are paying workers less than living wage. You are sinking Nigeria in worse debts than your predecessors. Worsening mass abject poverty, fueling criminalities, all forms of criminalities, beyond what the government itself can cope with, leading to governors now telling their people to defend themselves. Like the governor of Niger State, Mohammed Bago, saying, I will not dialogue with armed bandits. I will not pay ransom for anybody. The citizens should defend themselves. Of course, whether President Tinubu says it or not, it's the same attitude, it's the same approach to power. Power like that of Hamas in Gaza. Of course, Nigeria is going the way of Gaza. In many villages has gone the way. In many Nigerian villages have gone the way of Gaza. And many towns in places like Borno State have gone the way of Gaza. There are local governments in Nigeria now where the people are paying tax to Boko Haram to be able to farm, because Nigeria rulers must wage war against the Boko Haram Muslim community for the sake of Islam. Of course, Islam, Christianity were founded on war, jihadist war, crusade war. Christianity has overcome crusade war to a large extent. But this Islam is still fresh with jihadist blood in their veins. Human life counts for nothing. You have insulted Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, killed. You have insulted the Quran, killed. You have insulted Islam, killed. And no case, because we are in Nigeria. You don't want military takeover, and you don't want peace with Boko Haram. You don't want to tell herdsmen terrorists, go and create gardens for your animals. You cannot be roaming your animal in agrarian fields. And then, of course, what do you mean fuel subsidy? What do you mean by that? Where did you get the subsidy to subsidize fuel for Nigerians? Denying them of benefiting from the proceeds of oil in their soil, put there by the Creator for the sake of Nigerians, now denied any benefit of it. All subsidies are gone. And you expect peace. Where are you going to get it? How are you going to get it? And any military general that opposes your misrule dies in mysterious circumstances.